What's up, guys?
Hey,
Friends. What's up?
Yo,
I guess we know
happening?
Mm. Well, this is the first episode of With the Friends. Guess that's the name we're going with. They ain't say no to it, so I don't know.
with the I love it, man. With the
with
friends.
the friends. That's nice. Yeah, let's
Alright.
let's rock that.
Yeah, hosted by
So hosted
Boss
by
Rob.
Boss Rob and Yujiro Kazama, the king
AKA.
himself.
Yeah, no. Okay, whatever. Okay, and we got
we got
we got the homies.
Go ahead. Y'all can go ahead and introduce yourself. Right.
No introduction needed. It's Q.
He's the Q. He's the most powerful being in the universe.
I'm everywhere and nowhere. If you know what that means, we cool.
Oh man, Lord Jesus.
And Mr. Black,
And
you want to introduce yourself?
You got
The Jester.
Black Jester.
I like
Pretty
that
much,
name.
I'm gonna give you the truth. My
That
honest
works.
opinion. At the end of the day, you might not like it, but the hell with it.
I can respect it. And that's what it's about. Everybody giving their opinion on the subjects. And, today we're talking about the Snyder cut. The Snyder cut.
My God.
Yes, we're going there in the first episode.
Hey, how is this thing displaying? Is it displaying all four of us, or is it like doing 1-1-1-1?
No, it's playing all four.
All four.
Okay.
Me.
Did you see my face when you said that shit?
The Schneider. Let's get Schneidered. Oh, man.
Like this man's name is gonna make a difference. Snyder. Zack Snyder's gonna save the world, man.
Exactly.
He's gonna make everything's better.
I need to
He's
draw.
gonna make Avengers Endgame.
I need to draw a picture of Jack Snyder with a knife.
Every time y'all say that, man.
Got that disappointment back.
I just go ahead. All right, so go ahead, yo. Go ahead, Rob. You're gonna ask the questions, Rob. You got the questions. You gotta ask questions, man.
So we're gonna start off with our first subtopic, and that will be, what did you think of the Justice League, the original movie? So any of y'all want to kick it off first, or don't matter?
I'm gonna let John and Mike go first on those.
Hey, Jester.
You go first, because I'm still to remember the result.
I'll go ahead since y'all want me and Black Jester to go ahead. Q will start it off.
Go ahead, Q.
My thoughts on the original movie was it was lazy. That is the encompass of the whole thing. That it was extremely lazy, and that you got to take it with the grain of salt that Zack Snyder had that horrible tragedy happen to him and his family.
Yeah.
So he couldn't finish it. But with the stuff that they had, like they spent millions and millions of dollars to try to finish it, and you had somebody help me out with the name of the director that came in.
Josh Whedon.
Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon has an amazing track record of making sci-fi and comic book style stuff.
He made the goddamn Avengers, bro. you
Exactly.
Can't get better.
He did the first Avengers?
Yeah, the first and the second one.
I thought that was the Russo Bros.
Josh
he did
Whedon,
the first and the second one.
Yep. Josh Whedon, they said that Josh Whedon had to do so many reshoots, and he wanted to scrap the entire project and break it into two or even a trilogy to try to, quote-unquote, fix what it was that he had. And you can tell, like, if you pay attention to the movie, you can tell the parts that were Josh Whedon added additions to the movie. I got problems with that whole movie on many different levels, especially if you ever took the time to watch the DC animated movies. The animated movies were exactly. So if you've got clear blueprints of what works,
that's the annoying part, man.
And it's not just the story; it's the choice for some of the actors. I'm just going to be. Oh man, I can't remember nobody's name, but we all know who we talk about. Lex Luthor. I mean, the Riddler. I mean,
Jesse
the
Eisenberg.
Weasel.
Jesse Eisenberg.
How did he get this role? He was not Lex Luthor in any kind of form or fashion ever. Has Lex Luthor been that bitch made? Nothing about that Lex Luthor said I should be weary of this man's intelligence and his power at all. Nothing about him. And he's a good actor. He's a great actor, but that was just not a role.
So
and then the villain.
Let me ask you: you didn't like him in Batman v Superman either?
No.
That movie was terrible.
Are you kidding me?
All right, let's not talk about
movies,
man. Let's stay on subject. Let's stay on subject. Let me.
Some bad movies, bro.
Let's stay on
disrespectful
subject.
stuff, man. Bad movies.
I got nothing else to say.
Black Jester.
So like I said, I was trying to put together a movie. Like I'm trying to be deductive now. I was trying to piece together a movie. So I know it does.
We can't hear you, sir. Just take a moment.
You probably gotta take a step back from the mic, bro.
Yeah.
Turn off that PlayStation in the other room. That joint's ain't out of me.
Tell your mother get off the phone. We all remember back in the day with too many people on the phone at the same time. The internet kill out. Jester, you there?
Better.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's switch headphones. All right. So I'm still trying to piece together the movie here because the movie that I seen.
We all are.
Nasty. Trifling.
Don't destroy my DC like this. Y'all not gonna destroy my DC.
I mean, you know, I got better hype out of the trailer than the movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer hyped the hell out of me. And then when we made it to the movie, I was like, why? Why? The cast was on point. Part of it. Yeah, except the Flash. I'm not even gonna lie, that was bull.
He was decent. Oh, I'm sorry.
I know the Flash, man. We all know the Flash. At that age, I know what we're trying to do, but they should actually reach a little bit to DC Universe and pull it out right type of content. Okay, now this is the Flash. I love the way they did that version of Batman. Wonder Woman, yeah, because she's size at me. So Superman.
How you do it? How you do
it? He was on point. That look. That damn look. That look. Even though I know I'm not about to get off topic, but I'm gonna get on topic. What made me mad was when man was actually able to see Flash. I mean, so angry.
He did what?
But damn, he just when he was able to Flash.
So like you said, splish, splash.
We're gonna help out Black Jester with his mic. Don't worry, everybody.
Yeah, my phone's gonna show you my stuff. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me try to. Maybe it'll work. Can you hear me now?
Kinda, sorta.
You want a laptop or a computer?
I'll go. My laptop, man.
Move closer to your router, cause it's probably messing up the Wi-Fi going through the house. You're probably too far from the Wi-Fi. If you can do that.
A little bit. Let's just move on. We'll come back to you for the next one, bro. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, John.
Okay.
Man, this James.
All right.
You want to go, Vance?
Horrible.
Or you want me to
Okay.
go?
I'll go. It's up to you. You want me to go?
Yeah, you go ahead.
So the question was what I think about the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original one.
All right.
The
So
original.
the movie, I went into the movie with high expectations because the promotion and the presentation was on point with the promo material. Um, so what I thought about the movie was these are the things I had to write it down as I'm watching the movie. I'm taking mental notes of these things because when I went to see it, I went to see it with my girl at the time. With my girl, hope she don't watch this. She'll kill me. I went to watch it with my girl, and she likes to battle me with things like this because when I give my review, she don't like it. Anyway, I felt it had horrible writing. I felt the movie had really bad writing. I don't know who the hell wrote it, but the dialogue between Kal-El or Superman and damn, what's her name? I'm tripping. Lois was terrible. I hated their dialogue. That whole movie, I hated it. When they were standing in the cornfield and she was like, "You smell good." Who the fuck cares? Nobody gives a shit about how this man smells. No one gives a shit about that. And all it's just the movie just had bad dialogue, bad sets. Now I don't know if this is Batman versus Superman or Justice League. I kind of count them as one movie, but and there was a scene where they was in Gotham or something, and they was on a rooftop. They tried to replicate a rooftop, and you could clearly tell that it was a set. Like you could clearly tell it wasn't. They weren't outside. They just built that shit in a warehouse somewhere. You could clearly tell. I didn't like that. I feel the movie was poorly executed. I thought it was rushed. I
that
really
part
thought
CGI or a set that you talked about?
it was a set. It was a set. Like they actually, yeah, like it. I don't know if you remember. Maybe this was the Zack Snyder cut of Batman vs Superman. I'm thinking about, but there was a set where they was in Gotham and Batman was fighting some guys on the rooftop, and I think he had helped out Commissioner Gordon or something like that, and it was just bad to me. I just didn't like it, but. Then, like I said, I feel it had poor execution. I think the movie was rushed. You brought up a great point, a wonderful point that Snyder had a tragedy, which obviously fucks up a lot. And I think the movie had bad timing. I think they were trying to get the project out there to compete with Marvel, which clearly Marvel had time to build the foundation.
Yeah, no, don't.
And that's really the issues I had with it. I didn't really have a problem with the characters too much because I saw where they were trying to go with it, but and the villain,
the villain.
What the hell?
Oh, I thought I was gonna get to him. I was about to get him.
But did you see what he looked like? Hey, boss man, what you got left?
I was waiting. I was about to get him.
Go, boss man, please. But before we circle back, please.
Steppenwolf, what the hell was with that?
I want to make sure he done first. Go whenever he's done.
Yeah, like Steppenwolf.
I agree. I agree.
I said, how the hell y'all gonna put Steppenwolf as the main villain on top? Who the hell? First of all, okay, I know that was going for diehard fans, but fans are like, nobody know who the hell Steppenwolf is, man. No one know who that is. He didn't look cool. You know what I'm saying? No one gave a damn about him. Oh, and just everything. That movie was a mess, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
I got so much. Ahead, please, Rob. Go ahead. Boss.
Okay.
Boss man, please.
I just gotta start off with Steppenwolf.
Bite the tongue.
That was terrible. I don't know what was
bad idea.
Terrible.
Bad idea.
Even fans who watch DC stuff for years don't even know who the hell Steppenwolf is. Like, that's crazy. That's who they chose. That's who they chose. I would have took, what's her name, Grandma? I would have took Grandma over there.
Yeah, Granny or something.
Granny Goodness.
I would have took her over.
Granny Goodness and the Furies.
I was like, what is this?
Hey, that's a whole other topic, right?
Yeah. But that's just crazy that they just decided to put Steppenwolf on there. Then they try to make him fake overpowered. Got him taking on all the Amazons and all this.
Steppenwolf
by himself.
Man, he disrespected. I'm sorry, he disrespected everybody.
Steppenwolf.
What is going on, man? Oh man.
Steppenwolf.
He went to Atlantis.
I just gotta say, he was my biggest problem with the movie to me. And you could tell that with the Justice League characters, they was trying to build the team, but it, like you said, it was rushed. It was really rushed. Everything was rushed. I kind of liked the Aquaman in this movie. They died down Batman in this movie because Batman in this movie was way different than Batman from v Superman. He was way different.
Yeah.
He was a whole different character. That's mainly what I was mad about because I was in love with Batman v Superman. I don't know.
You like that movie? It wasn't bad. It wasn't.
He didn't say that.
I said I liked it.
He didn't say that.
Oh, you like? Oh, okay.
Batman in that movie.
Oh, you like the Batman? Oh, I'm sorry.
You like Batman, not the movie.
When he got to Justice League, he turned to a different character. They changed his whole character. I was like, this.
It's because of Martha.
How do you know that name? How do you?
Because of Martha.
He had to do it. On that, if I could keep a couple of seconds to circle back, so I'm a diehard, huge Batman fan. Y'all know it.
Yes.
And seeing Batman in the Justice League movie, the way they had his character made me irate. He was basically a checkbook that was useless. He was more or less useless. So you're telling me Batman, this character who physically has put his body to Olympic feats, and any animated series and comic books can't stand up to a parademon.
Yes.
If you watch any of the recent movies, not a parademon.
Yeah.
Not a parademon mixed with Doom, but just a parademon. The minions. You telling me Batman can't, in a mainstream statement, be said before, karate-size the goons?
That's crazy.
What?
That's crazy.
Like, everybody in a group movie, as shown in Marvel as an example, should be able to show their whole ass. And Batman was like, I'm going to write this check.
Yeah,
there we go.
The whole
I'm going to be your ride. He drove them there. That's all he did.
The whole part of Batman was to move the plot forward, and that's it. He didn't do nothing spectacular. He just moved the plot forward through the whole movie.
He was like a device to just
the plot device.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
So the way they treated Batman, the way they treated Batman, and the way they treated the villain, which shouldn't even been the villain in the first part.
Steppenwolf looked like hot garbage. He looked like PS1 64 cutscene graphics.
Yeah.
Steppenwolf is a human general. He is a genius. He is a tactical genius. He can fight. But he is not on Wonder Woman, Superman, Flash level at all. Ever. There's somebody else that's that powerful in that, dark side set. And who did you say? Granny Goodness and her girls, the Furies. They on that level.
They definitely should have been in there.
They on that level.
I would have took them over that.
That's easy, right? Granny Goodness, the Furies.
Yeah.
You got a Fury that can basically match everybody in it. No, that's another. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on. Next subtopic, we're gonna ask, what is y'all expectations of the Snyder Cut?
I'm gonna wait.
I go first. It don't matter.
You sure?
Yeah. So my expectation is, number one, fix the mustache. Take the mustache.
Right. You got time.
He's coming back. They said that he's coming back.
But
Henry Cavill. They said Henry Cavill's going to be back for the reshoots.
My thing is, if we're going to start the movie off this trifling, I should have known the whole movie's going to be trifling. I was like,
this is when you saw Steppenwolf.
No, no fake lip mustache.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here like, this is how we starting the movie. This is what we doing. Like, y'all just showing y'all don't care. It's like, wow.
He was in Mission Impossible at the same time. That's why he didn't shave it off.
But listen, they got the little face fake things that people use that look way better than that on your phone. It looks way better than that.
That's true.
Crazy, bro. That is crazy.
Hey, somebody look up how much money was spent on that movie.
Come on.
And they could have just got an app on their phone.
Matter of fact,
and fixed that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
What's up, girl?
I'm about to Google this right now.
So I need them to
about to look it up.
I need them to at least start the movie off right with
Yeah.
that. Second of all, y'all need to pull a Sonic with your man Steppenwolf and fix him. Y'all need to put some money into this and fix this man, because
all his battle scenes and everything.
It was horrible. You don't need filter.
What? All right, I gotta say this. Let me come back into the meeting and say this. So 300 million was the budget, the original budget for the Justice League movie. 300. Let me look at it. Like, Michelle, I'm not wrong. I'm gonna look at it one more time. Budget 300 million. 300 million.
And I believe they only made like 500 million back, something around there. They need to get.
But the budget is 300 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you got
the original budget. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm horrible. I apologize.
As long as they pull a Sonic and fix Steppenwolf, that we'll be off at a good start. We'll at least be off at a good start. They need to fix Batman. I don't know how y'all gonna do it, but they need to fix Batman. They need to make him do some more detective stuff. Make him do something to help the team, other than just moving the plot forward. Another thing I'm hoping they do is put Superman in that black suit that everybody wanted him in.
Yeah. What the hell, man?
I hope they do that.
Yeah.
And we all seen in the trailers that they supposed to have a freaking Green Lantern in the movie, which we didn't see. So I hope they go on with that. So
Yeah.
I hope they move forward with that, man. Because there's so much stuff in the trailer that you just like, is this the same movie?
And the Martian.
You just be like, is that the same movie? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So as long as they fix them things and have the ending with Darkseid doing what he's supposed to do to Steppenwolf at the end, I don't know if y'all heard about that, but yeah, if they do that ending, I'll be pretty happy. Yeah, it's supposed to be an ending where Darkseid is supposed to step on Steppenwolf's head at the end.
Dang.
And be like, I'll be back with y'all type stuff. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Wow.
If they do that, I'll be very happy. Anybody else want to Snyder Cut expectations?
I'm gonna wait.
Johnny?
Kazuma.
You can hear me clearly. About to say.
What'd you say?
Can you hear me clearly?
I hear you a little bit. All right. I'm gonna go on this. Real quick. If that's cool. I'm sorry, Black. All right. My expectation on this movie, really not much. I think that they should do a better rollout, and I think that they should do a lot of remade scenes. A lot of my issues, I don't think they can. Now, with the power editing, they can kind of save this movie, but I don't know if you guys ever played Assassin's Creed Unity, but even with the DLC patch, right? The issue, like, I think Assassin's Creed Unity was it had the potential to be the best Assassin's Creed game, point blank.
That's the one with the brother and sister, right?
Arno and the other girl. It was France. It was a Revolutionary War with Napoleon.
Oh, that one. Okay. I was thinking about.
I think you're talking about Syndicate.
Syndicate. No, Syndicate's beautiful. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, the issue with Unity is that the problem was the coding in the movie. I mean, in the game, it was the coding. So the the problem with Justice League was that almost every aspect of that movie has a major flaw in it. And the thing is, the Snyder cut is either going to be a hit or a miss, right? This is how I see it, right?
Yeah.
Because you said expectation. I'm tripping. I'm doing expectation, right? Expectation.
Yeah.
So I do expect it to. I expect them. What they're doing is they're about to go the anime route on this. I think, because this huge deal that HBO made with Cinemax and all these other companies, kind of gives them a way to bounce back with this movie. Because no matter what you think about it, they put the DC universe out there to become a juggernaut. They did this for a reason. They strategically planned this thing to hit Marvel just as fast as anything. And the best time to do it is now, when most people are home and most people got like the movie industry is on its ass. So
Mm-hmm.
streaming numbers are going to be high. Every movie can bounce back with DVD sales and streaming numbers. So with this cut, they're going to roll it out like OVAs, probably. Like if it's episodic, you know how Gundam Unicorn had OVA 1, 2, 3, and if
They
you
talking
do
about a six
episodic,
part. They were talking about a 6 part.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like people gonna be like every weekend. Did you see that? Did you see?
Yeah.
I just think at the end of the day, I really don't expect much. It's just like I didn't expect much from the Star Wars movie. I didn't expect much from after Batman vs Superman. I said, well, I see like Rob said, it's a checklist with Batman. Or who you said checklist, right? Rob, what did you say checklist, Mike? You said checklist. I mean, Q, you said checklist, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's a checklist. All you need is a rich white guy who's buff. We see that with Robert Pattinson. Who the fuck wants him to be Bat? I don't want that nigga to be Batman. He doesn't
I
look
think he
like
could do
Batman
it.
to
I
me.
think I think he could do it.
I'm
I
pretty
think he
sure
could do
he
it
could do it.
based on his
It
other work.
is Batman.
I'm
Not
pretty.
not just Twilight, because if all you had
I
was
know
Twilight to show, I
then
would think he's
you'll be like,
garbage.
nah. But I watched his other work too.
Listen,
Yeah, but I've seen some of them other
listen.
movies.
My whole point of it is it doesn't
He can
take
do it.
much to be Bruce Wayne if you're white and you're
Yeah,
buff.
that's true.
It doesn't
That's
take a
true.
lot to do that. That's my
But
point.
to do both,
So
But,
you
yeah,
know,
to
it's
do both.
to do both.
So
There's people that can play just Batman or just Bruce Wayne,
or just
but you
and
got to do both.
personal trainers,
Yeah,
Killmonger, Michael B. But that's my point. So I don't
Michael B.
expect
Jordan.
too much from this movie, except it's what can you really do? The best they should have did was just move on and make a sequel. Because people, clearly people are gonna,
Let
they're
that
gonna
go.
look at the sequel and be like, oh, what is it? Just like Thor, Dark Road, shit, trash, horrible movie. But
Ragnarok, though. Woo!
amazing, right? Ragnarok was incredible, but Dark Road was what the fuck? What is this crap? But Ragnarok was like one of the best MCU movies
You gotta thank
out
Ever.
there.
TD though. You gotta
It
thank,
did have a couple of moments.
you gotta
Dark
thank
Road had a
Taika
couple of
Waititi.
moments. Yeah.
Which,
I
yeah,
gotta say, Dark World had a couple
yeah.
of moments that
They
were
had decent.
amazing.
It was just. I don't want to say bad execution, but I feel like they just got lost in whatever the hell they was doing. Like people gave a fuck about half the shit that was in that movie. Like and you're right. It did have some moments like the war and stuff like that when he ran down and he was in the war and da. But nobody gave a fuck about Jane, whatever her name was.
Loki in his cell.
Oh yeah, Loki.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah. That was
I mean, it's
beautiful.
Loki.
Yeah.
It's Loki. Come on.
It's Loki. Yeah.
When they stormed Asgard, that was nice.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah. That movie. I honestly, you were talking about falling asleep. I had to force myself to stay up.
I'm a go so I can shut up because I'm chopping at this bit. Oh no, hey, Black Jester, you talking?
Yeah.
Jester?
Well, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Now, listen to y'all. I'm about to say y'all.
No.
We gonna fix your mic, bro.
Yeah, we can't. Black, we can't, man. Your joint is.
Both of y'all put your hands on your heads. Like, oh no. Hey.
Oh.
You know what? I think. Hold on, real quick. Let me call you on. Damn, my laptop battery gonna die. Let me call you on FaceTime, Black, and you can probably speak that way clearer. I think if you can pick up the FaceTime and just close Zoom, and I think we can get you on a FaceTime. That may be a better idea. Let me see.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna say my piece on what I expect about it. So I had to ask my beautiful lady a couple of questions, and the big thing is the budget. You know, I said 300 million. They've already spent 300 million to make that Justice League movie. They spent 90 million to make the first Iron Man movie. 90.
Yeah, I hear you.
They spent 300 million and made that. Look at the difference between the CGI, the props, the story, the villains, the storytelling, the pacing from Iron Man 1 and the Justice League movie. And they're supposed to be spending 20 to 50 million on these reshoots. So the original movie, Josh Whedon spent, I forgot how many million more to try to salvage this movie. And if you've been on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I don't know what your platform is, but they've tried to show pictures of what Darkseid is going to look like. And Boss Rob, you said what I've been screaming. We both were screaming when we saw Steppenwolf. He looked horrible.
Yes.
They're supposed to be spending money on the CGI to clean that up. And then they're going to get the cast to come back and do some reshoots and some additional shoots. And if you're doing a director's cut, that means that there's footage that already exists. Why do they got to come in and reshoot stuff? Do new scenes. If the director didn't get his cut, and obviously there's footage that didn't get put into the original product by the director because they had to give it to a new director who looked at what you had, all of it, and the screenplay, and was like, this is garbage. So much so that he said that we need to do a whole new movie. Just throw this away and do a whole new movie. I really don't expect much. I really don't expect much. Like, maybe they can clean up the graphics on some things, but there's just giant character flaws. Like, anybody remember when they started explaining Steppenwolf and they had it as a fucking narrative when Steppenwolf was attacking the Amazonians?
Yeah.
Remember how you see that big battle when you had like the gods and you had Green Lanterns in the background? You had like Zeus was there, and all these powerful beings. I just had this huge war. Let me ask you a question. If the movie just started, not narrative, it just started with the Amazons, these gods, these heroes, the Green Lanterns, all these super powerful beings just fighting Steppenwolf and his parademons, just going at it. If it just black screen, like nothing, and then all of a sudden it turned on and they just rocking, how would that have made you feel if they did that good? Like the final Avengers movie where they clashed in that war. What if it started off like that? How would you feel about that? Like, that'd have been a lot better, but the CGI was so garbage, so Play-Doh. The storyline was so bad. The characters of the Justice League weren't even themselves.
They was Gumby.
Like, the best performance was yeah.
Oh my
Batman couldn't fight a parademon. The Flash was running like this.
Oh yeah.
Henry, Superman's mustache, that wasn't existing was the biggest topic. How you have like Wonder Woman not be able to stand up to Steppenwolf?
Right. Didn't she be Ares in that?
Like they say, gods
kill
gods.
A god.
Gods kill gods.
So how are you gonna make us believe that Steppenwolf can rock actual gods? They had the Greek pantheon fighting Steppenwolf. No, you had to have actually Darkseid out there to be putting in that kind of work.
Darkseid was in that draft. I think that movie would have ended very quickly.
if they had that's a whole nother time. I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah.
I got to pause.
Can y'all-
That's a different topic. We ain't even there yet. Like
Can y'all hear John?
Bottom line is I got low expectations.
All right,
I'm gonna
go
see
get
it
my
just to
power
see what
cord.
they doing. Like
Y'all go ahead
No.
and go get my power cord. And John, if y'all can hear John and John can hear y'all can go ahead and talk and John get his piece in. Go ahead, John.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright. I mean, y'all. Now that y'all can hear me, y'all can hear my intake on this whole. I guess this new cut, director's cut, or whatever they want to call it.
Yes, the Snyder cut. What's your expectation?
night cut.
First thing I'm gonna ask that they fix, because we everybody missed this one part. Fix Cyborg.
Yeah.
Fix
He didn't do
Cyborg.
shit.
Come on, man. Y'all could have stepped y'all game up. Out of every damn thing, they could have stepped their game up on that.
They said they cut a lot of his story out, like almost his whole story.
Really?
Dang, yeah. They cut almost his whole story.
I was like, yeah, they could have took at least the part with him and his dad. They could have mixed that into there and just like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all. That would have changed everything. But they just was like, well, hey, let's use that same CGI from Green Lantern and let's make a character.
Ryan Reynolds is rolling.
That's messed
Ryan Reynolds gonna see this video, but like, no.
It was like, hey, we finally got the mask right. Well, let's make Cyborg. They was like, oh, genius. Then Flash, bro.
Oh my God.
This goes from any other movie from now on that's going to put Flash. Please give us an older Barry Allen. Don't give us somebody.
Yeah, that little kid.
Give us an older Barry Allen. The whole thing about what Q was explaining, the whole fight with the gods and the Green Lantern Corps and everything, that better be. What I seen right there, that better be hints for all kinds of movies. Because if you just gave me that scene and was like, hey, this is what happened in the beginning, it's like, let's go back to Steppenwolf. How is Steppenwolf able to take on all them?
He ain't that strong,
and
son.
not be missing a limb. He should be.
Zeus alone would have stopped it.
He should have been in intensive care after that fight.
That's not a fight. That's not a fight.
You had Zeus there, Zeus of all gods, Zeus, and Zeus couldn't step up to Steppenwolf. There's a problem with this.
Lies.
This ain't like I'm guessing somebody must have been. We ain't gonna get this to comic. Somebody was on that Dr. Manhattan crap.
Oh, please, man, don't bring up Manhattan. No.
I got it.
I'm thinking that's what they were doing, or that's what they were getting to. But and you had the Green Lantern Corps there. How was it you had the Green Lantern Corps there, but then in the movie you don't even show Green Lantern? I didn't understand that.
That was disrespectful. So disrespectful.
Who the hell is, John Stewart? I was expecting all that damn speculation about all these actors that was going to play John Stewart. All of a sudden, you give us nothing.
Tyrese, man.
Common.
I didn't know that. At least you know.
Michael J. White.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he'll be a perfect John Stewart.
But you gave us nothing. Then at the end, you got this man. Well, matter of fact, in the beginning or when? No, at the end, when Steppenwolf was finally getting his ass handed. All of a sudden, he turns around for the dark side. It's like, nigga, you should have called for him a long time ago. Like, I'm just looking at the character like, no. That is not a boss, okay? That is not a villain. That's some guy that Darkseid asked to go get some popcorn from Earth.
Was it?
And somehow
I'm sorry, dude. Like, wasn't the movie supposed to be like 2 parts or something like that? In the beginning, was it supposed to be like?
No. Josh Whedon wanted to make it 2 parts. He wanted to redo it and make it 2 parts.
Okay.
He wanted to scrap all of the footage and make it 2 parts because he, like I said, he looked at everything, all of it, including the stuff we haven't seen, and said this is garbage. And the reason why he said that it was garbage was based on the lore, the canon material about these characters. He's like, this is bad. The fans are not they're not gonna like this.
Well, I want to ask something to the expectation thing based off of what everybody was saying. I think one of the big things that we have to focus on is as comic book fans, we got lucky with Marvel, right? We were talking about this last week. When Marvel started, they were still a comic book studio, but they had so much control over their writing when they entered the game with Iron Man that it gave them the power to come back and create a whole universe. The DC issue is that they came in afterwards, and we're also dealing with asshole industry folks. You know, like we all know Hollywood is a racist, sexist, there's nothing wrong with being gay, but that's a lot of that stuff going on in Hollywood is an issue. The problem is that it's too many, and Warner Brothers, it's way too many older people in the game that's controlling that stuff. So the writers,
DC.
No, but DC is owned by Warner Brothers, and if DC wants that money to push out those, if DC wants that money to push out these movies, you know, like I was saying, it's kind of like 25, 50. You're never going to get the full version that DC had really intended for us to see. And to be honest with you, DC has fucked up a lot of their comics too, especially recently within the past 10 years. They've really been fucking up their comic books, like story-wise and character-wise. They always have issue with their characters, but that's not what we focus on. As far as Justice is concerned, this is a very industrial movie, a very Hollywood movie, because they wanted, you know, they were like, well, all these different voices are in the game. Do it like this, do it like that, do it like this, do it like that. Yeah. The fucking creators, they can't sit there and say, well, this should be Alex Ross. You know, like, well, he wasn't a writer.
It's called Too Many Cooks. That's what it's called. Too Many Cooks.
That's
just look at the animated movies, see how they're successful. Yeah. Now duplicate that.
But that's the thing, though. I think the issue with that is when you're dealing with a theatrical release, you're dealing with the you know, the guidelines. You're dealing with the lawyers. You're dealing with the fans' reactions. You know, the test screenings. And you know, when they release these movies, like a lot of you guys had an issue with Ezra Miller. I didn't have an issue with him as Flash. I actually thought it was a decent take on him. Only
with him as Flash,
I liked him too.
Out of all the things that they changed, even though I would like a more mature Flash, I think they could have got away with it. It's just the presentation of Flash still was garbage. His suit was awesome. The whole little touching the ground and zooming was awesome. But why is his run is? What is this?
I mean,
is he swimming?
He was like, he never really got to. I mean, and I see where they were going with that. Because, like, the issue is you're going up against, no matter what anyone says, you're going up against the Avengers. And the Avengers got their shit on lock. Yeah. But how they wanted to do it with these guys is, okay, Cyborg and Flash are like the babies of the group, right? Everyone else has been doing this shit for a long time, but Cyborg and Flash are the kids. And Cyborg
But that's true in the Justice League even when they were adults. Cyborg and Flash was grown-ups, and they were still the babies. So I agree, but I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying how. See, this is how this stuff works with Hollywood, and I'm not trying to school anybody, but this is how I perceive it. When it comes to Hollywood, okay, you got to get. Let me make sure, John, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. When it comes to Hollywood, you got to understand where they're coming from. You need that heartthrob. You need that divisive character. You need the hot woman. You need to make sure that you can sell toys too, most importantly. This is how you get your return on these things. And so,
the hot guy, the hot woman. We had that. We had Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
Who was the teenage kids going to relate to in that movie? No, none of those teenage kids are going to relate to Cyborg. They're going to relate to Flash. They ain't got their shit together. He's basically like the Spider-Man of the movie. You know, like
yes,
Spider-Man, he fight crime for a long ass time, but at the end of the day, he's still a kid compared to these hard hitting niggas that the Avengers was fighting. So
and they went so far to say he never did anything. He never did any crime fighting. They took it that far.
Yeah, but
then you had Batman say, "I've been following your exploits," and they started talking about like Flash stuff.
Yeah,
I was like, "This don't make them words." Okay.
Yeah.
Can I make one interjection about Flash?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Then we go to the next topic after that.
Talk as loud as you can too.
Okay, you can hear me. I honestly believe that they should have went with the whole Smallville storyline.
Oh yeah, man.
With the what?
I don't even remember the Smallville storyline. The Smallville Flash.
Yeah. Impulse?
I would have preferred that.
It was Impulse in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. I didn't know that.
It was Impulse.
Okay. Well,
like he was young. Impulse was young. He was from the future.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, like I said, man, it's Hollywood, and you're lucky. You know, that's why we have all these bad video game adaptations, all these bad comic book movies. You know, Marvel was really the first ones, Marvel was the first ones to put out good comic book movies. It started with Blade, you know. Like,
Spider-Man.
No, Blade. Blade first, then Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, you said the first no, even before Blade, Spawn.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
Spawn.
Facts. But that was Image, right? That was Image.
It was a Fantastic Four movie that came out that nobody know about back in the day. I don't know if that counts. I don't know if that counts.
There's a whole generation of superhero movies beforehand, like even one where Hasselhoff was Nick Fury.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like the old movies, but the ones that actually were like really successful started with Spawn. And then Blade, you're right. Then Blade was right after that.
And Spawn kind of had a Justice League situation too, believe it or not. Spawn has a Justice League situation. Michael J. White, he was pissed off. He was like, "You guys gave nobody anything about Spawn. About what's his name? The main guy, the main character's name. I love the dude. I can't think of his name. The main character in Spawn. What's the nigga name? Adrian or something?
Oh,
Adrian.
Love Spawn, man.
I know you're talking about his actual name.
Spawn character.
Hey guys, I think it's time we move on to the last topic. The last topic is, what would you do to make the Snyder cut better?
All right, I'm going last on that. Or me and Rob last on that. We kind of answered the question, but
Black Jester?
What? Oh, okay. What would I do? Like if I had to,
if you was making the Snyder cut, what would you do to make it better?
I would take out certain scenes. I would add certain people would be in the movie. Certain characters would have been added to the movie.
As far as who?
Batman would have been more Batman. Like we talking about Batman after he just got finished meeting up with Ra's al Ghul. Batman, we gotta get that kind of tone. That kind of tone, because they're gonna be like, "Oh, damn, like this Batman's serious."
But what would he do? What would he do that would make him more Batman?
Well, basically, to make him more Batman. Okay. Now, this Justice movie takes place right after the whole Doomsday thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we talking about Batman sitting in the lab creating all kind of devices to feed everybody Batman. That's the kind of Batman that I would have preferred.
Prep time.
Not just him sitting in the house. Not just
he said prep time. Brother I Batman.
He got enough prep time.
Yeah. I would have preferred that version of Batman. Not the one he's just going around just putting marks on people and stuff, giving them a tattoo. But yeah, because he was a cold stone. I don't get me wrong, he was a cold stone killer in that time. So, but and actually another thing, a Green Lantern would at least been in there.
And Manhunter too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they said that he's kind of sort of in there. So, like
he was the
we damn near started the thing. So.
I think Batman v Superman. He was the general, the black guy. He was that person was supposed to be Martian Manhunter.
He was in Superman too, the first Superman.
Yep, that's supposed to be Martian Manhunter. Since you guys are gonna anchor it,
are you done, John? Are you?
Yeah, I'm done. Y'all go ahead.
Okay.
I apologize. It's hard to hear you. We swing over my house and we can try to fix your mic on this. We do like a mock meeting and see if we can't get it on your cell phone. Bet.
Sorry.
Bets.
No, Mike. Me too.
What?
You go.
Oh, okay. My thoughts to make it better. Start over. No. Just throw that garbage fire in the garbage. Just shoot it, destroy it, acid, and start over. But since we got what we got,
clean it with fire, Mike.
Yes, kill with fire. That. No. To make it better, I would like. Black Jester said, make sure the people that were premiered to be in the movie are in the movie. Make Batman again. Put on ping. Like, make the characters that are the more jobber-esque fighters fight. Make them actually fight. Like, don't just have them be a checkbook and a driver or just comic relief. Like, these are superheroes. The whole point, as we've seen in the Avengers movies, is even the lowest powered character is supposed to be able to showcase. Because I know you've seen the memes and the jokes about Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But Hawkeye did some of the most amazing things in that movie. Yeah. Man, people died horribly when they rode up on Hawkeye. Hawkeye was a cold G.
Even in Endgame.
Yeah. But he was also he was just a man. He was just a man. So there's no reason. Because if you look at the minions in the Avengers, where they had the attack on New York, those were aliens with powers and guns and technology. Hawkeye put his foot so far up their backside, the water on his knee quenched their thirst. Everybody has to have that moment. And don't forget about the lore. Like, you got to have these characters on par with their character. Yeah. Like, there's no way that Wonder Woman can't whoop upon Steppenwolf.
Or at least
and the thing that they could have did to make it better, which they're not, is they could have had the Furies, the women from Darkseid, which each of them have special ways they fight that could have matched up with these powerful heroes of Earth, but they don't have that. You just got Steppenwolf, okay? Yeah. So number one, Steppenwolf is nowhere near as strong as Superman or Wonder Woman, but he got technology on his side. Yeah. This Steppenwolf is more like Caliban. This Steppenwolf is on the power level of Caliban, and if you don't know who Caliban is, no, Caliban, not the Taliban. Caliban. Caliban is Darkseid's son. Yeah. And if you look at the comics, if you look at the Justice League cartoon, Caliban came and whooped the crap out of the Justice League. He had Steppenwolf as his general and minions. So you had Steppenwolf, high-level fighter, fighting the high-level fighter people. You had all the minions fighting the jobbers. And you had Caliban, who was on power level like Superman and Wonder Woman. And you had the Flash in there, it's on a high power level. Aquaman is on a high power. So everybody got the showcase. But the villain's power was believable. Steppenwolf's power is not believable if you know anything about the character.
Yeah.
It's not. There's Zeus. Zeus? Zeus? What? God? No. Oh, and most of all, the pacing, the order of things. Like, stop talking all the time. Like, show us. Don't narrate. Show us if you can show us.
That,
you can do a background story in 2 minutes.
That type of stuff show that you don't think your people have intelligence to understand by showing it. You got to tell them everything. It's crazy.
I'm done. I probably got more to say, but it's been said.
Okay.
You want me to go or?
No, I can go. It'll be beautiful with you finishing off. I would really like them to fix Steppenwolf. That's what I would do. It already been said.
Man, this Steppenwolf guy.
I'm really over.
He was a bad villain.
He was.
I'm just over Steppenwolf, man. From the design to his dialogue to everything, it was just like he was one of them.
Did he talk?
Barely. The mustache twirling villains. That's what they call him. He's just bad just to be bad. He didn't have no real reason. He's just bad to be bad. Those are the most boring villains I ever seen. I like the villain.
When did he talk? He talked?
Yeah.
He talked. Yeah. He talked a couple of times. Yeah.
So I miss my villains. Like, them type of villains when you on their side. I like them type of villains. When you're like, you know what?
Man,
you know what? You probably got a point with that, I miss them type of
Shazam did it right.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Shazam.
I still gotta watch that.
Yes, they did.
Oh, you haven't seen Shazam? The villain is Shazam.
It's on HBO.
Oh.
So I gotta go back to
I might watch it tonight though. You can spoil it. You can talk about it. I don't care.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I can't. No, I will not. I will not. You need to see it. I was in love with that villain. That villain was great.
Yes.
Oh, wasn't it Black Adam?
No. Black Adam is supposed to have his own movie, and then the third movie is those two movies.
But the dude, he was flying. He looked like the guy from Despicable Me, right? He was bald headed. And they was fighting and stuff.
If you look into,
I remember him.
The power.
If you look into the lore, yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I remember seeing him. He was pretty cool. I don't know the whole thing, but he was pretty cool in those fight scenes. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, and the cool thing, he's the same guy from the Green Lantern movie, so he got his second chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the cool thing about it. But if you're gonna write a movie and have a villain, you need a villain that you need the people to be like confused on whether you want to root for him or the good guys. Those
they have to have a personality.
Those the type of villains that we have these days. We don't have them old type villains. We need the new villains, and that's what I would definitely change.
Nobody wants to just see a nigga come to Earth and take over.
For no reason.
Even Thanos had a reason, and it was a good reason.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic.
It is. Yeah.
Oh man,
because it's confusing to me how good they did with the Superman movie with the villains. It's like he had a reason, he had purpose, and all that. But then you get
talking about Zod?
Of course, the man Zod.
I wasn't rooting for Zod. I liked him, but I wasn't rooting for that nigga.
I got some issues with Zod.
But
it was better.
I'm just
saying,
way better. You see the study of the villain, and reason, and he's not just doing it just to do it. He had a lot of reason for it.
And he had backstory.
Yeah.
We had a whole. I'm sorry to add on to what you're saying. He had a whole backstory.
Yeah.
You're right, bro. You're right.
So that's one of the main things I would change if I was doing it. And like y'all said, just focus more on the characters and the character development and making them do stuff instead of just doing stuff just to do stuff. Making them do stuff for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Make them do stuff that's within their character build. Like, make Cyborg do something that Cyborg would do in Teen Titans, and then top it off with a booyah. Give us something.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Yeah.
Like
They
the
really
only
missed
the
out on
only people that did stuff like their characters was Wonder Woman and Superman. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, Aquaman was fun.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
He said he was a water commercial.
Aquaman was getting ready for his own movie, so he ain't want to do too much anyway.
I ain't never won the water that much since I seen that part. I was like, I'm thirsty.
Oh, has anyone seen the pictures of Darkseid? The early pictures of Darkseid? Y'all see that shit?
Yeah.
The early pictures or the pictures now?
They said this is a picture of what Darkseid's gonna look like.
Yeah, I saw them.
Garbage.
Let me go look at them again.
What? He look like Lil Red from Highway?
He was pale. He was pale.
He looked like
Kane.
He looking like the putty faces from Power Rangers. That's what he looking like.
He looked like Kane from WWE.
Oh.
When Kane first took his mask off.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see him. I don't have anything to say about it. I see him.
Hey, Kazuma, you okay? He sounded sad. He was like, I see him.
All right, you want to finish this off? Yujiro?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What would you do
to make it better? So I think I had to take notes on this, man, because the vibe of the movie and rollouts and stuff, it's kind of complex. But I would just take my time shooting it. I would just take my time shooting that movie. Honestly, I would overhaul most of that movie because, you know, most of that stuff, like, we were cutting the scenes where Cyborg was stalking them, and, you know, like, we knew something
the
was going on in
cinematography.
the background. Yeah, and it was like, where the fuck did Cyborg come? He was, the whole time he's watching him, and someone knew all this bullshit, and it's like, come on, man. Like, really?
I thought it was Luke Cage at first.
Oh.
Yeah, with the hood.
With the hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
You thought it was who?
Luke
Cage.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would like a better villain. Try to edit in another villain somehow, or just do what you can. Don't, you know, just do what you can, you know, because instead of, you know, just trying to completely, you know, just go ahead and put in scenes with Darkseid and give Stephen Wolf a briefing or something. Have him walk the Darkseid talk to him or some shit. Don't, you know, because nobody gave a damn.
Exactly.
He said, give him a briefing.
You know?
A PowerPoint presentation.
Like, for real,
Get the
like,
boxes. Come back from Earth.
and then the pacing was, it was one scene where he got the final box. I think they were all fighting when they were all fighting Superman when he was resurrected, and Steppenwolf got the final box.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that would have been kind of important, right? You know, we would love to have seen that, but, you know, instead you got us sidetracked on some bullshit we knew was going to happen in the first place. So, I mean, that's pretty much, I mean, nothing else. And also, damn, I would say let the writers do more of it. Let the comic book writers, and like you said, Q, that the animated movie writers, because we all know that the animated DC movies, if those were actual movies, would be even damn near better than the Marvel movies. Because they're
if they just did.
So beautiful.
So, but yeah, that's really my thing on how I would make it better. But like I said, I also understand that Warner Brothers is a very industrial. They've been around for a very long time. Yeah. And what has Warner Brothers done right?
That old school thinking.
Yeah, like, it's always, you know, it's a bunch of old white guys just sitting around.
I will always love them for giving me Joker, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that was Nolan. That was really, you know, that was Nolan's take on that stuff, you know, because when it comes to the Joker, when it came to Joker, I guess they say, you know, you guys can fully creatively do what you want to do with him. Just like Joaquin Phoenix Joker. When I was looking at the interview, they was like, do what you want with him. Because, you know, it may just work out, you know. And I guess, you know, everyone learned their lesson with Joker. But, man, this movie, Justice League, he was just a clusterfuck. I just wasn't feeling it, man.
I feel like
what you said with it.
I feel like that's the movie when they figured out they need to change direction, bro. That was it right there.
Because when you said, you know, that Hollywood does these check the checklist tropes and all the tropes that you said. Like we need the pretty boy, we need the heartthrob, we need the angsty teen. We need the powerhouse. We need the person that the rich person can't connect with.
But you can't relate to everybody.
Stop.
Yeah, stop.
You sell toys.
You want people to relate to them? You need to know your audience, right? Mm-hmm. Comedians say this all the time. Know your audience. You know who your audience is? Nerds. Mm-hmm. They read it. They just want you to retell the story they already read. They want you to represent the characters that they've grown up with, watching cartoons, reading the books, seeing the animated movies. They want to see that translated to the physical.
Yeah.
And you also, Kazuma, you made a big thing that I forgot all about. The cinematography was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
They would just cut like hard cuts from nowhere. Be like, wait, when we get here? No transition.
Time skips.
No transition. Like when we get over here.
The Flash is messing with
Look
time.
Look at that scene, man. When they was in Gotham. I was pissed off at that scene when he was.
You said heartthrob and what else?
Oh, you talking about the checklist?
Yeah, heartthrob and what else?
Man, the heartthrob, the
pretty boy, pretty woman,
you know, you gotta
adolescent.
Because they're trying
the person the old guy can relate to, the person the kids can relate to.
They could have been.
What?
That would have saved the entire franchise.
What?
Just if they were so pressed to do the whole dark side thing, and I think one of y'all said something about the whole villain thing and all that, about making a better villain. Why not? They could have just did the Hawkman invasion.
Who?
Oh man, yeah, but I think that would have been too soon though. I think
you could have did who?
The Hawkman invasion.
Hawkman invasion.
That's too soon.
The dark side took over that person's world and that he sent them there.
Like that could have been a story basis. What you saying?
But that's basically it. And you would have had a villain with reason that pretty much the Heartthrob. And then you would have introduced Heartthrob and Marshall Mounds at the same time.
You know, I think they was BSing around. To add on to what you're saying, I think they was BSing around with that when that show Legends of Tomorrow. Because I stopped watching that show because they killed Hawkman off in the second episode, man. And
yeah, man. I like him.
He was gone. He never came back.
I think that's a contract dispute.
Oh, that's what happened. I was pissed off.
Contract dispute. But what was it you were saying, Kazuma? No, Boss. He was like a better villain. The only thing I can think of for them to be able to fix the Steppenwolf is instead of having it be Steppenwolf that they was fighting in that big, huge scene, they should have had it be Darkseid. And like in the middle of it, Darkseid could have been like smacked them down and told Steppenwolf, finish this up and left.
Yeah.
And Steppenwolf lost at the end.
That would have felt more natural. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Steppenwolf, Darkseid is crushing on him, right? In that big battle where you see Steppenwolf doing feats beyond his character ability. That should have been Darkseid smacking him around. And then everybody on the ground like, sweet Jesus, my dome. And Darkseid, hands behind his back. All right. I'm going to go back home, clean this up. And when Darkseid leaves, Steppenwolf is like, yes, master. And he turns around to get the working, and Zeus just comes in and and we go from there.
Superman punch.
And then Steppenwolf is like, I can't go back home without the stuff that my master told me to take. Then it makes more sense. And instead of Steppenwolf being on the same level as Superman, because Darkseid and them, they use technology, he could have been using technology. Like, what's the Darkseid world name? Apocalypse technology to smack down Superman and Wonder Woman and the Flash.
Yeah.
Then you get the two characters with brains, make them more important, and they think about it. And it's like, hey, we got to get this technology up off this guy.
Cyborg and Batman,
yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of going.
Then they're important. Then those two characters are important.
Yeah.
Then you had Darkseid step on Stephen with head. And Darkseid be like, I'll be right back. I'll be back. And you had Batman be like, I'll be waiting.
We'll be waiting. I think they should have killed Superman in this movie. It would have made everyone feel more obligated to come back or something. You know, like
kill him again.
No, I mean like
they already messed up with making Doom that crap ass Doomsday.
Tell him in this movie instead of the last movie, because they only did that because they know people. You know, that was an incentive to go see this one.
Yeah.
But if they had killed him in this one, you know, we would have been like, oh shit, we wasn't.
Oh my god! That. Especially if
Darkseid coming.
Darkseid just
Darkseid and kill Superman.
Oh, wouldn't that have been nice, man?
We'd been like, no.
That would have been.
Even if he didn't kill him, what if he just broke him?
Oh my goodness!
What if he just broke him? Even if he didn't kill him,
you can't.
At the end of the movie, we think it's good, and Darkseid did. What was that movie? Where it was like Supergirl in there, and Darkseid went to his house.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was like, all right, you win.
Yeah.
But I'll be over at your house to run your fade.
Oh, what if he took somebody to Apocalypse, and that would have been the second Justice League for them to go get him.
He took Cyborg.
They was going for it when they
because that's what they did in the movies. He snatched his Cyborg.
Yeah.
They was going for it.
That would have been a good follow-up movie.
when they did the future, when they was like Lois is the key and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
You can tell whoever had
Batman v Superman. It was in Batman v Superman.
Yeah. They was on
Yeah, that's right.
They just scrapped it all. I was like, ugh. We was on our way.
Like they think they won, and Darkseid just be like,
we was on our way to Apocalypse, bro.
Man. Can you imagine what that would look like?
Yeah. We was on our way. We was almost. All right.
But yeah.
Y'all want to go ahead and end it here?
Anything y'all want to add to any of this stuff or anything at all? Anything?
Snyder Cut 2021. That's all.
It should have been Caliban or the Furies as a villain. That's all I got to say.
I liked him, man. He was in the Justice League, right? He was in the Justice League cartoon, right? And he was.
Who, Caliban?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was whooping their ass.
Yeah, I liked him.
Superman was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
You know
what? Superman was like, "I ain't never hit this like this before." And then after they beat him, he got up and said, "Y'all ain't seen shit yet. I'm gonna tell my daddy."
Oh,
yeah.
What they did and did the special thing with that man, that's what they didn't really should have done. While the whole situation was going on, before this even popped off, how they actually should have opened the movie up with Batman investigating certain murders and stuff like that. It actually had signs that the Red Hood was there the entire time.
Oh, that would be nice, man.
They should have did that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because you already had the sound. You already seen the little teaser with the beat down suit of the Joker with all the laughs and hard on her. So that should have been there. Like, wait a minute, we got certain murders going on around here. Batman's like, what's going on? It's different. The whole the Amazonian thing that could have been taken care of real quick. But the whole, how the fuck did you put Stephen on the Amazonian?
Everybody keeps saying that. I think everybody agrees. Steppenwolf, are you serious? all y'all.
He could have been like Hades made a deal with Darkseid or some shit or something. You could have been a whole lot of people could have showed up in that thing. Certain villains, you got certain those C-class villains. That even Darkseid was somewhat respected, but he would have been like, okay, you work for me now. Yeah, I mean, you could even did the whole thing with what was that? What was that? The Batman Superman series where they was trying to find out how people was getting getting all the powerful ass weapons and stuff, and kind of found out it was Darkseid that was selling weapons to us just so we could kill each other. Maybe you could have did that.
I would like to see Booster Gold in there, man. Personally.
Oh my God! Don't Booster.
He would have been like a Tony, like in a way, he could have been like a rip-off Tony Stark in that movie that people would have just been charmed by, man. He would be perfect.
Booster Gold.
He's
Booster
awesome,
Gold.
man.
He's so unnecessarily OP. He's so OP.
Because I love his character though, man. Like I love his character so much, and especially in the Justice League cartoon, his character is so awesome, man. Like I know he's a bit of a douche, but I love his character in the Justice League cartoon. So, nah, you know, it is what it is. So.
All right, guys. So, I guess this the end.
All righty.
First episode done. It's pretty fun.
All right. Yeah, very insightful.
Oh, man. The constant statement is Steppenwolf. Everybody.
Steppenwolf.
Oh. I do want to say one little thing. I want to say one thing real quick. If anyone listening to us who watched this video had anything to do with the production of this movie, do not take it to heart, okay? It's just the fact that we as fans looked at this movie and we saw issues with it. There's a lot of constants and variables going on with the production on this movie, and the directors agreed that it did not come out as it should have. So, you know, don't take it offensively. Just do better next time by listening to the fans. That's all I'm saying. No offense to anybody. There you go.
Slap that like button.
Everybody have their opinion, and we appreciate everybody's opinion. That's how I feel about it.
Man, I can't wait to see them comments down there.
All right, Josh.
Yeah. Q, you're right. Let us know your opinions. Like, share, so we can get more people in this, man. I'm being honest with you. Damn, I'm sorry. I keep adding stuff.
And one more thing.
And one more
I'm going to tell you something. I went up to Greg Pak's face, all right? If you know what Greg Pak is, he wrote the Batman vs. Superman comic. And I asked him, I said, how the fuck can Batman fight Superman? Like, how can he do it? How the fuck? And he looked at me in my eye. He said, look, he's got to read the comic. But he know. Don't get me wrong.
You went there. You serious? After all the stuff we talked about before that. This
is the end.
Look, tune in.
This man. Really? Right. You took the time to bite in the back.
We're going to talk about this, okay? But I did.
Oh, my God.
I did walk up to a fucking writer and ask him that question because it's just, you know, and I think that's how they're going to make this director's cut. This is how this director's cut is going to make it, because DC fans are some of the most loyal fans out there. Marvel can lose their fans quickly. DC will.
You know what? From what you said, why he's like, how is that possible? Is the same way all of us felt with Steppenwolf. But the thing is, with Steppenwolf, we've seen in the comic books and we've seen in the animation what he has actually done, and it doesn't match up in that movie. It just doesn't. Now I understand your gripe about how could Batman fight Superman and, you know, powers and everything, but the problem is in the material we've seen what they've both done to each other.
I mean, and they could have saved them with better writing. Point blank, they could have just saved them with better writing, but they just had so much footage. Like you said, a $300 million project. All this damn footage, all these
90
features.
Iron Man costs $90 million. Iron Man 1 is $90 million.
What about Avengers? What was the Avengers budget?
I think that was like 100.
150.
I think it's 100
million.
220
million. Age of Ultron was 365 million. Avengers Endgame was 356 million, and Infinity War was 316 million. So
it was still cheaper. It was still cheaper. There's no reason. There's none. No reason. That much money. None. No good reason.
They just didn't have the foundation to do what they were doing. They just did not have the foundation to do it.
What you mean they didn't have the foundation? You mean comic books, animated movies, all right there for you?
No. They had I'm talking about the cinema foundation. Like they rushed it. Like all of the cinema movies. Okay, Wonder Woman got great reviews. Aquaman didn't come out till after Justice League, right?
Yeah.
Way after. Aquaman looked like they took the pages out of Marvel.
Aquaman was great.
It was beautiful.
It was a really good movie.
2 years later, yeah.
But like, what?
Each character stole the show when they had the baton. Each character in Aquaman stole the show.
They was talking about William Dafoe. He was supposed to be introduced in Justice League as well.
Yeah.
But another movie that came out. It was Wonder Woman. It was Man of Steel. Even though I feel Man of Steel was great, a lot of people felt that when he killed Zod, that kind of messed up a lot of things. Like,
we should do a discussion about Man of Steel.
We're doing an episode about
issues.
We're doing an episode.
I love that.
A lot of issues.
We're doing an
as
episode.
Fun as that movie was, as good as the movie was for what it was,
issues.
So many issues with that movie.
We're definitely doing an episode about that.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So. The fuck?
Hey, we gonna keep going.
Nah, man. I see y'all.
What?
We here with the friends. We had a good time, man. I see y'all next time, man.
Good stuff. Peace. You gotta hit that not recording button. I don't know.